Well, good evening, good morning, whatever, or wherever you are in all the world. We are with the PVs, and we are today with one of the biggest groups of the world. We have here the administrators, and they're going to talk a little more about this fantastic group, so big and doing so much for the communities. First of all, I want to say hello to the three of you. I think maybe it's going to come more. We don't know. Thank you for coming, and
having us.
first of all, who is going to start to say how this LA EUC started? Who came?
Sawyer.
That's got to be Sawyer.
That's
I don't
good.
even know.
Let's
gotta
see.
be me.
Let's make it quick. Where'd this come from?
LAESK8 community started because a bunch of electric skateboard riders got kicked out of another group, and we're like, let's make our own. And so we started LAESK8, and we wanted it to be just a place where anyone can share any rides, anything, any whatever that's related to LA electric vehicles in general. And I think it's been 4 years now, something like that.
Wow.
He's around
Wow.
4 years, guys.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I want to say for all of you guys who are here, I'm going to share this in Facebook. We're going to be in Twitter, and we're going to be in YouTube. You can choose the platform. I'm going to share it now with YouTube, because in YouTube they just let us put when start the live. Guys, first of all, I want to say, do you imagine that is going to happen what happened? LA today, one of the biggest cities of the world for PV riders.
Do we imagine what? I missed that. Sorry.
Do you guys imagine that is going to be so big, the PV community from LA, so big like is today?
Did we imagine it to be so? I'd say it's Los Angeles, so I'd say there's a sense of there's always this sense in there that it has the potential to be something big. I could never guess how big these communities around LA would grow or how quickly they would grow, and it's been way faster, a lot more growth over the last couple of years than I actually expected. So it's pretty significant.
And how easy or difficult is to take care and organize the events and rides and parties and meetings with so many people?
It's a damn good question. Everyone does their own unique type of rides, and I'm sure it makes a big impact how they run it. Yogi Steve's ride is very like you choose a good route, good location.
It's still small.
Route.
It's still small.
Yeah.
It's not out of control. I mean, and everybody who comes out to my ride, I mean, I know you're strict. I set pretty strict rules. I try to be serious about it. And I've been very lucky, but Sawyer has rides that are gigantic. Percentage-wise, 5% of guys are dicks. So what are you going to do about it, right? I mean, some guys are just sick, especially at 16.
Yeah, you're going
There
to
you
catch
go.
all the time, my friend. There's not you don't have no chance. And for you, my friend Kai, tell us
Yes,
a
sir.
little. Tell us a little more about your story. How you started? How you came to the LA skates? What you doing? What is? Then we're going to go to the links from all of you guys, and then you can tell us a little more about your other stories. I think it's good for us to have it. We're going to have time. I'm just sharing here in YouTube, in Facebook.
Okay.
Guys, please take your time to give the answer. Kai, a little more about
Okay.
you, my friend.
So I met Sawyer. How long has it been, Sawyer? About 3 years, bro, or four?
Damn good question. It's
I
been
think
a number of years.
I'm gonna say 4 because whatever, 2 years of freaking COVID or blah blah blah. So let's just go with 4. So I first came to LA skate on a mountain bike, an electric mountain bike, because a friend of mine invited me out, and I came out once and I just fell in love with it. I was like, "Are you serious? All I got to do is give this shit gas and it goes." And just to be able to just to be able to ride with a bunch of people. Because I come from the world of bikes. I come from BMX. I come from motocross. I come from all that. So I had already had BroBro established, and I had talked to Sawyer about it when I came to him, and he really didn't quite understand what I was doing or how I was trying to get into the community. But once I explained it to him, he got it, and me and Sawyer became really good friends, and we started hosting rides together. Then I started really started to become the guy for the night rides. I'm known for the night rides.
Hell yeah, you know.
Sawyer is the day guy. So
Yeah.
when the night rides come out, we come out, and I don't think they've seen nothing yet, Sawyer, when he's talking about the community growing and people getting e-bikes, because you see people come by, more people get interested. People are buying bikes just because it's fun. You get to get out. You get
cusp of
right there. You get to get your mental out. People are coming out just to get away from their wives or husbands, or just a bad day at work. No, this is serious. This is serious. I mean, it's a thing to just really get out. It's just for a couple of hours, and when we do the rides, I appreciate everybody coming out, because you guys take the time to come out, load your fucking bikes, charge them, do this, make up an excuse just to get out, or maybe not even have to make one, but just to come out and be in the community and just be around good people. It's a good time. And go ahead.
I want to ask to the three of you, what are you guys used to ride? What you guys ride normally? Each one of you.
You start, Kai.
I started off, like I said, on a mountain bike, which is the electric mountain bike. From there, I bought a Mini, which is a Razor 650 from a good friend of mine, which is Dom. He builds a lot of the bikes in the community. He's well known. He built this little bike. I had to have it. I chased him down. I said, bro, I need to have one of these bikes. So a couple of years later on, I now have two of those bikes. That's two of those. And my last bike that I have now is a Sura.
Nice.
So those are my vessels of choice.
And you, my friend.
Yeah.
I ride. Everybody who knows me knows I ride Dualtrons. I review a lot of vehicles and I ride them once or twice, but I only ride Dualtrons because that was just like in 2019. I just decided this is the best stand-up electric scooter brand, barring some kind of like custom high-end scooters. I've got 30,000 miles on Dualtron, so people know that I'm serious. So yeah, I have three Ultras, I have a Storm, I have a Dualtron Limited 2, and I have like an apartment full of vehicles right now because I review them and I sell them, but I haven't sold anything for a long time. I just haven't been trying to. Right there is the Roadrunner Pro. I just got the Roadrunner Pro today. I don't want to be here to sell shit, but there's a very hot new vehicle that's coming out right now that is very cool.
Yeah, everyone likes that. I got to try it. I've never tried it.
Yeah, you're welcome too. We'll see if it holds up. And my whole thing is durability. It performs great. It looks great. The question is at 2,000 miles, is it going to fall apart? You know, nobody knows yet. But I like it. It's fucking cool. I mean, I wanted a Suron. I lost all my money trading crypto last year. I make this joke. It's true. I was going to buy one. But this is almost like a Suron, but I got it for free, so I can't complain. But it's like it performs like a Suron, and it's $3,000 instead of $5,000. It's no fucking Suron. It's no Suron. Can't take it off road. But I ride everything. I ride mostly Dualtrons, but I test ride a lot of vehicles.
Right on.
Yeah, but and you, Sawyer, do you still ride the same machine, updating?
I do. I still ride my my customized Metro board.
He's fucking amazing. These guys on the boards are fucking amazing. I don't know how they do it. I need handlebars to hold on to.
Handlebars are great. I'm putting together a mini bike over the next few months. Hopefully, I'll have it ready. But I like small vehicles, so I can roll it into 7-Eleven or bring it in with me to the grocery store and not have to lock it up outside and be concerned the whole time that it's going to be stolen.
I have my question. What happened to you last time? That was you have a fall. Was that prepared? Was that everything? Was you making propaganda for a company? I was please.
I was building that, I just built that board, and I had to do extensive testing before I handed it off to the person that I built it for. It's very, very powerful e-skate. It was running 10 kilowatts. The dude's already bumped it up to 12 kilowatts, which is crazy on an electric skateboard with no handlebars. But I had to test it, make sure it wasn't gonna be problematic, and I knew that there was something I needed to test, and I found the error that I suspected I might find. And
here he goes. He's going down. Boom. I saw this. That's a crazy fall. You're lucky you didn't break something there. You didn't break anything, right?
I didn't break anything. I didn't even have a scratch except on my finger. I had a scratch on the top of it. full hard shell pads, shoulders, forearms, elbows, knees, shins,
Yeah.
pads on my back, chest pads, hard shell gloves. Yeah.
But I'm going to. I bring this because I understand the three of you guys. You are riders and you ride a lot, and you have group rides. How that everything works, not to happen accidents, and how is everything planned for you guys? There is a plan from you guys when you go for a ride. Do you speak with the persons before? How that works for everybody's out there?
Well,
Because I think lots of people is interesting to know how everything works with you guys with this group rides.
Like if someone crashes on a ride, is that what you
No,
mean?
no, no. When you go out, when you're going to start
we
the
post
ride,
a
in
ride.
it.
We post
Yes.
a ride.
Yes.
Yeah, we just
Oh.
basically post a ride on Facebook or Instagram. I'll create something. I'll get with Sawyer and say, hey, let's create a ride. I'll create a flyer. That flyer goes on the LAESK8. It goes on the BroBro, and people look on events and they see what it is, and then you start seeing who's coming, who's not, who's.
Yes,
blah, blah,
but then when the guys is there is any rules that you say to the guys, hey guys, before we start.
Yep.
I can answer that question. I have a speech. I basically tell everybody. I say, look, I try to get everybody's attention, and you can tell I'm loud. And when I'm yelling, everybody hears me. I tell everybody to follow the rules of the road like you're in a car. Most of us drive cars. The rules of the road exist for a reason, and if you apply them to the electric vehicles, you're going to be a lot safer. We do like some sketchy stuff, running lights a little bit, going around people, but mostly I tell everybody follow the rules of the road, and that's the main thing. Because I think most people also drive cars. They've been doing it their whole life, and you have to drive with a lot of those rules in mind. Otherwise, these cars are going to run us over.
And if the person don't respect the rules, my friends.
It's difficult. It's difficult because it's a loose thing. There's nobody's paying any money. Sawyer's in charge. And in my mind, he's in charge of like the whole overall group. But how much can he do? You got assholes showing up. Hey, what's up, James?
James.
He's in his car.
Hey,
Nice.
I'm like in between appointments, so I'm gonna do this whilst driving, guys.
Don't worry.
We can hear you pretty good.
James Van Crofton, sorry for the interruption. James Van Crofton is an admin and leader for the Los Angeles Electric Unicycle Group. And he posts rides all over the different communities in LAESK8 and everything, and LAPEV everywhere.
Oh, and one wheel as well. Those slower machines.
Those select machines.
Guys, I'm going to leave all the links here for everybody to see it. That way you guys can see it later on. So continuing, guys. It's difficult to organize a group ride with so many people.
It is.
I don't think it's difficult. I mean, go ahead, Sawyer.
In general, it's not difficult, but in your point about if somebody doesn't respect the rules or whatever, it can get a little difficult to figure out what to do at that point, especially if you're not necessarily noticing it on the ride, but you get told afterward, like, hey, this person did this, and then it's like, oh, I didn't even see that. So there's some weird things that happen. Sometimes you'll see it on the ride, and then you can talk to them and address it and be like, hey, don't do that. Sometimes you'll have to address it after, but if they choose to do what they want anyways and say, no, I'm not going to listen to you, it does get a little tricky to manage. But basically, if they're putting the group at risk, it's if they're putting the group at risk of not just physical harm from like the riding style cars around you, but also risk of like the police interfering because of the type of riding, I'd say it deserves. I'd say that sort of situation, if you're putting the riders in physical harm, in the way of physical harm, then it deserves the police to be called on you, or the threat of the police to be called on you, because what we're doing is not necessarily legal, which is congregate.
Totally illegal.
Yeah.
But it's California. They let us do it, man. We have a soft environment here. We're getting away with murder, and we got to respect the law. We got to at least try as hard as we can to be respectful, because California is a unique place. They have rules on the books, but they don't enforce them. My thought is if your area has rental scooters, and you also have this environment where California loves green energy. That's why I think we get away with it, because the big picture is we're on electric vehicles. That's green. And I think that politically, that's what California wants. and it's really in our favor. I don't think it's going to last forever. I think we're lucky that we can go out there and go 50 miles an hour on these fucking vehicles. But we're lucky. California is just a great state for this.
Okay, I'm going to tell something that the people are not going to. That is the first time I listen to a person speaking so well and so directly. What is the thing? Because everybody say is legal, and sometimes it's difficult for us to explain to them that is not legal. But I have 200 and close to 300 interviews, and it's the first time that one person comes here and say the truth. Always life, because I read from the laws in your country in different states, and I see that was not legal. But that is interesting to see one person putting very clear. I'm going to say something. I love the LA ESK8s. I love the community from you guys because you are like a family. We are seeing here a skater, a biker, a guy who makes a eScooter, a guy with the EUC. You have everything inside there in LA. I would love to see in the future that you have your freedom and you continue to have it. Maybe not legal, but you can ride it. And that's why I speak with you guys in private, and I think you guys maybe would like to explain that. I speak because I see what Sawyer write in a group, and I think it's good to explain and don't make so many drama. What is the post that you made in there, Sawyer, in a group talking about the wheelies and everything? What?
Oh, that post. I'm going to bring it up too so I don't say anything correct here.
I didn't even see this post. Read it. Let's hear it. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm delivering food all morning. I don't know. I'm not reading Facebook.
No, but I think it's important because I like the post what he made. There was persons who like it, was persons who don't like it, but I think this is a group and you guys are administrators and you have to, what I think was positive from your side, guys. But of course there is going to be persons who don't like it. That's normal.
Oh, hey Archie. Good to hear your voice. So I just wanted to say that we try to make our rides inclusive, and we use some of the Facebook tools to cross post rides. So if LAESK8 makes a ride, LA One Wheel makes a ride, LA EUC makes a ride, we have a similar naming system, by the way. What we do is we post them on all the groups and their Facebook tools and let events be cross-posted between all the different groups. If you put that in your settings in your local area, then that way we attract a lot of different riders. I mean, I have an ulterior motive. I'm trying to convert people to the dark side. I try to get those one-wheelers off their little wheels and onto the big ones. But yeah, the idea is that we're all here to have a good time, and we don't care what kind of device you ride, as long as you are a team player and want to increase the stoke, basically.
That is a very good thing.
Nelson, so
yes.
I just pinned that post to the LA Area ESK8 Facebook group announcements. If you pull it up, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
I couldn't grab a link for it here, but I've got it in front of my face. So that post that I made that you're talking about, I did a cruise ride out in Newport, and it was specifically an event where I labeled it as no Onyxes, no Surons, in order to incentivize people to bring out small.
I didn't know you did that. Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
I don't find it.
It was controversial.
That's ballsy. That's like what, 10% of the riders, right?
I mean,
well, controversy causes engagement, so if you put something that is going to cause a disagreement, then people will comment, then Facebook will boost the viewership, and you'll get more eyeballs. So as long as it's not too controversial, it actually benefits to say something that causes engagement. I used to work for a social media company, so we always try to focus on saying something salacious, but not so much that it drives you crazy, but enough to get attention.
Damn. Yeah. It's good to hear that from James. I want you to help me with my social media. I didn't know that, because I hate confrontation.
Me too. Me too.
I hate confrontation. I don't like confrontation, but I've been I make a lot of videos. I put out a lot of content, and the stuff that has confrontation, yeah, it does a lot better. I mean, I got TikTok videos going out this week that went fucking nuts. James, that's really interesting to hear, though, man. I like to hear that. That's a good idea.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to ruffle some feathers. You'll get much more attention that way. I think that the expression goes that there's no such thing as bad press. Okay, so I mean maybe there is, but that's what they say. That's the expression.
Well, I like that. I never really thought of it that way. Like, I kind of knew that. I knew that about the regular news. Look, back in the day, we used to all say, "Why don't they just call the news the bad news?" Because that's all it is. But
nobody tunes in for good news. It's boring. Okay?
I believe it.
Good news, don't sell it. Bad news, always sell it.
Anyway, I'm interested in building the community, having more people come in, and not only engaging with the people that are already hardcore, but getting more people involved because, from my attitude, the more the merrier. We used to have 20% or 10% EUCs and 70 or 80% one wheels, and then the balance of everything else. But now it's about 50-50 or 50-40 on our rides here on the west side, where mostly EUCs and one wheels, not as many of the other devices. What we're doing here, and I'm trying to build up the west side because it's not.
Oh, he's breaking.
The east LA, as you guys are.
Yeah, because he's in a car. But please.
I made out what you were saying when you were breaking up there. I think building up the west side community is awesome. There's so many riders over there. So many riders. I feel like there's more riders on the west side of LA than anywhere else. But we don't do rides over there very often, or we don't necessarily kind of aim rides for those type of riders. I do notoriously fast rides, and on the west side in Santa Monica, there's a lot of the smaller PEVs. They don't like the fast rides. So James Van Crofton does really cool, like the UCLA ride that you do, which is a nice like low speed cruiser, mess around through UCLA. That's awesome. Bit on the west side brings out all those lower speed vehicles that feel like left out. They have a place to ride and stuff. But there's still so many riders over on the west side that are just unaware that there's group rides communities, or they're just getting into it, or whatever it might be. There's so many riders over there.
Yeah, definitely.
Kai, tell us what is the BroBro for everybody to know.
BroBro is the shit.
Well, BroBro actually started a couple years for me. It was just something that I did. BroBro stands for Brothers Reuniting Openly Beyond Racial Obstacles, if anybody didn't know that.
I didn't know that. That's awesome, man. I like that a lot.
Thank you, brother. So we didn't want to deal with the bullshit. If you were down with us, that just meant you were down with us. We're a brand. We're building. We started BroBro with BroBro Electro, which is meaning BroBro everything electric. We have BroBro Cycle, that is for all of our cyclists. We have BroBro Snow. We have BroBro Moto for all our motocross riders, street riders, and that's just a scratch of it. We're gonna hit everything. So, but I got so addicted to the electric part of this whole thing that I just kind of got stuck in it. But as for me, like Sawyer, me and you were saying, I do all of the night rides. And those are even crazier. I think all the rides are crazier, but at nighttime, it just brings out all the wild guys.
No doubt, bro. Did you know I don't even ride at night? I stopped riding at night a couple of years ago. I do mostly deliveries. I don't ride at night. I feel like it's so fucking dangerous for me because people are crazy at night. They're rushing home from work and shit. But
please come out for one. Please, just one.
I'll try. I don't know. It's hard for me to get. I started my ride mainly so I don't have to go to other rides. My ride, I start down the street from where I live. I mean, I want to go, but I don't even own a car. You got to come pick my ass up. But
I'll come and get you. So,
I got friends. I got friends that'll pick me up. I don't want to put you out, but of course, I mean, I would love to get out to your guys' rides, and I would like to. I would ride at night in a group for sure. That sounds a lot safer than by myself with a box of food. So
right. Can you go back to that picture of the bikes in the dark coming back? They're turning the corner. just to give everybody a preview of how many riders we. I think it was 100 plus.
Oh, that one.
Go back.
Wow.
Go back.
Wow.
Go back. Not that one.
Other way.
It's other way. It says BroBro
Right
Black.
there,
You read
yeah.
that one.
This one.
So
Okay.
next one. Yeah, look at the amount of people turning this corner.
Yeah, but you have in Facebook.
Wow.
In Facebook, you can see it better, my friend.
Okay, well, however you like to look at it, but
Yeah,
there you
because in Facebook you can
Oh,
put
there
it
you go.
bigger.
so look at that amount of people turning this corner.
Regarding night rides, I will say that regarding night rides, I mean, I absolutely love them. They're the most exciting. You have a greater sense of speed when it's dark outside because of basically the lighting. But what is interesting is there's less people around, so you get the place to yourself quite a lot.
There you
And
go.
I think that's really fun. Also, Flux Movement, who does a lot of stuff and probably should be in this group conversation, but they're not.
Right.
They sell a lot of light up accessories, which they encourage their group riders to wear, and they make a profit off it. And but that makes the whole group stand out like a Christmas tree. And
What kind of
I always put on the events, put on a bunch of lighting. I have a lot of lights on my EUC for night rides, and yeah, it makes it more fun and
really
less
does.
likely to have an accident.
they sell?
Oh, sorry.
What's going on there? So you're talking, you guys, a group,
That is the guys in. That is the guys in Italia.
somebody from the group brings out stuff to sell, like extra lights and shit like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, they have Flux Movement has an actual retail store, and they sell some Alibaba type glow sticks and lights to their. But they a very large markup. But they also have some other proprietary stuff that they made as well. In general, we go on the rides, and I say, hey, you should check out. We share the links on rides to the cool light mods that we have, so people get more colorful, because
That's
then
very
we're less
cool.
likely
That's
to have
smart.
an issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me put something out
But
there.
then we have some rides. We have some rides where we're kind of hiding and skulking around at night because we're not supposed to be so we tell people to turn off their lights and not get and take a chance. But there's no traffic. Those are trails. The trail rides we do at night, like Griffith Park, you're not allowed to be in it, and so we don't publicly post those rides. You have to be invited.
But the question is this, guys: in the evening, is not easy, maybe for you guys to have more problems with the police or something like that, or is less?
I think it's
Possible.
less. I think that it's just it's too many of us, and
Okay.
the police can't stop everybody. What are they going to do? Stop one of us? And I think they're just so amazed, and the people are so amazed. You just don't even want to stop it. You just watch the shit go by, and that's it.
100%.
That's good.
Yeah. And as long as you have on your helmet too, also that's first and number one. Wear a damn helmet. We have a lot of people who come out with no helmets. It's crazy.
I want to say something to note into what James said about Flux Movement and them. Flux Movement in LAPEV, they're kind of like merged now. I reached out to one or two guys with LAPEV Flux Movement. I talked to Smalls. They're busy at work. They couldn't join this stream. But LAPEV Flux Movement also, they do like James said, they do some really cool stuff. I should have put some links up for Flux.
I'm going to put it a link here but
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you like this, guys. I'm very interested about this. Now we're going to have something happening in Las Vegas. That is the LAESK8. But I'm interested when I'm going to see you guys creating like an event like this. I know that you guys can do it, like a weekend, like in the desert or something like that. Something crazy is like bringing lots and lots of people together. I think you guys can do it.
Listen, you
I
never
have
know. We
something- I
got
have
Sawyer.
something planned.
Go ahead, Kai.
I
Yeah,
have
you
something
will.
planned.
Yeah,
I have
you-
something planned, but I can't say nothing. I'll have to call Sawyer on that. But it's going to be this is going to be major. It's going to encounter people like they can go to Vegas. Well, Vegas can come to us and see us. We're just like we're a big city too, but we're gonna do something spectacular. In a little
I
bit.
think you
Something's
guys
coming.
has the possibility to create something very big, and that way is going to change the game. Guys, believe it or not, I think what the people have to see at that we, like you guys in LA, you are a lot of riders. If you create something like, we're going to talk about the One Wheel. One Wheel is one of the guys who create more events for 3-4 days. And I see that is very sad that we just see One Wheel. Why not PV community altogether? You understand what I mean?
Yeah, but when you combine the two, then you start messing with the speeds, I think, Sawyer. Everybody can't hang with each other.
The speed is an issue. Like my rides is small. I tell everybody, we're probably not going to stay together. So if you're here on like on a very fast bike for cover, you're not really going to get it. In my ride, it's small. Yeah, I think you're right that you got to keep the speed if you want to really be safe and have cohesiveness. You should all go a similar speed, not exactly, but you can't have like 9-bot maxes and Cabos out there. Whatever. I only know scooters, but yeah, having the same speed, the bigger the ride gets, the more important it is, for sure.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's true.
Why do you share the LAPD?
That's LAEV. That's another group I asked I asked Smalls to jump on. You interviewed Smalls, actually. Do you?
Yes, I have the opportunity to speak 3 times with him here.
Yeah.
Smalls was 2 times here, and LAPV there was 1 time, 2 times here too.
Okay.
I have the opportunity to interview them. And that's why I was always very interesting to bring you guys here, because it's a different way of I think it's the system, but you are all friends.
We're all one big electric community.
Yes.
You can just kind of say there's sort of different sections, and they each shine in their own light, but we're all one big electric Los Angeles.
Yes.
Every group, it's BroBro group and the LA EUC groups and the One Wheel groups and LAESK8, and it's all kind of just one big family. And that's why we have all the leaders here today from different parts and showing off their stuff, like Yogi Steve and all them.
And one more thing. I know that everybody has, we got BroBro, we got LAESK8, we got LAP, but all these riders come to each other's rides. It's not that I'm just going to LAESK8, I'm going to BroBro. No, I see everybody. Everybody's representing their thing. You can go to a flux ride. You can go to another ride. You see the LAESK8.
Diversity of rides.
Diversity is key on these rides. It's a little bit of everything.
That's what LA is about. That's what LA is about.
And it's great to see. You get all walks of life, black, white, Chinese. I mean, you get everything. But once you put that helmet on, you're just in the zone. You are in the zone. You're your own person. I don't care if you have beef with anybody. This is what I tell everybody about rides. We don't deal with any BS.
There's any rule for you guys? There is any rule for you guys that the person has to use in a ride? Like have to have helm or have to have gears? There is any, or everybody can do whatever they want?
I think you have to have a helmet. Helmet is number one.
There's always some jerk that look. If the guy is new, sometimes a guy who might be new, who hasn't done a lot of rides. Basically, you only don't wear a helmet because you haven't had an accident yet. If you've had the accidents that I had in my life, you got to wear a helmet. I almost died 5 months ago. My helmet saved my life. I broke my collarbone.
I saw that.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I'm lucky, bro. I'm lucky. I went back to work 2 weeks ago. I'm not 100%, but I'm better. But there's always going to be guys who it looks funny. It feels funny. I look stupid. You look stupid without it, but there's always going to be like a small percentage of guys who just don't know. A lot of times I've noticed a guy might come out without a helmet and because of pressure from the group next time got like a little something, at least something. So yeah. Wear your fucking helmets. You gotta wear a good helmet.
Yeah,
I just want to show to everybody, guys who are out there. If you see, we are live in the groups too. Huh? We don't have to be in Facebook. That is not the important thing. There is we are live for everyone. The important thing is for us to share. So, guys, you from different groups. How do you come always together? Do you communicate like you have a group in WhatsApp that you come together? How is everything? How works everything?
Well, since you got me up here, I'll tell you, I'm very loose. First of all, I want to thank Sawyer because I only met Sawyer once in real life like 2 years ago. He might not even remember. We've talked a lot online, but he's just very gracious. When I wanted to start my ride, to me, it was all about posting it on his page because I know it's a big group. So when I do a ride, I just post it on LA area ESK8, and I just tell everybody in my community section on YouTube and all my social media. But I don't really spread it around like you guys are saying. My rides are, I don't know if I necessarily need them to be much bigger than they are, 10, 15 people. But you're giving me some ideas about I'm not really promoting it enough. So, yeah.
And I think for being Sawyer, we're getting in the scary zone. It's about to get wild. Summer's here. We got spring and summer.
Oh, I can't wait for the summer, bro.
Me either, bro. They're coming out. They're about to come out. So I mean, they do get uncontrollable. So you got to imagine 100 plus going down the street. Oh my God.
I can't wait for the summer.
We have to have a designated person to pull over and stop traffic because we have to run the red light. Unfortunately, there's too many riders.
Oh yeah. Every time we have a group that big, anytime we have a ride that big, I always go around to different riders. And
guys, I'm loving this.
And also, I have guys designated riders on my BroBro rides. Somebody in the front and somebody in the far back to make sure nobody gets left because we get a lot of people that get left.
Anytime I have to lead a big ass group ride, I know there's going to be a ridiculous amount of people. I'll go around to people that I know and I'm like, hey,
Smalls, I send you the link.
Need for a light. If you don't mind, pull up, stop the light, let help the people pass through the intersection, whatever. I kind of recruit 5, 6 people.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you see a need, fill it.
Absolutely.
That is a good thing. Then I come to one important question, guys.
Yes.
With so many riders, is it easy for you guys to charge anywhere? No. When you come to a stop, how the people react to you guys when they see so many guys coming to a place?
That's important. You should be fully charged before you even come. Some guys will come because they didn't have time to charge and they may cut out halfway the ride, but common sense, come fully charged to ride the whole ride.
But when it's a one wheel, my friend?
We have one-wheelers that can do 100 miles. We have one-wheelers that can do 50 miles. It just depends. But Sawyer has made it a point in some of his stops to charge. We stop, we eat. There are charging points there for everybody, and you can get about an hour of some good juice in your vessel.
But that is enough for everybody?
Oh, it's plenty to get back. It's only.
I will say, if our group is huge, anytime I make a ride that has charging in mind, if the group is big and I'm expecting that a lot of the people are going to need to charge, I got to be concerned that the place that we're going to be charging at won't be able to handle all the amps. It'll flip the breakers or whatever. So it's always a bit of a battle trying to figure out, should we charge, should we not charge, where can we? And there's really not many places that have the capacity to support such a big group charging like that.
Yeah, I asked here because I know that there's lots of places like me. When we are more than 20 persons, we have a big problem to charge. You guys are close to 100. That is a big problem, guys.
Newport Cruisers Pizza Bar and Grill in Newport is extremely accommodating for us. In fact, right out there, they tell us every time, come on by, discounts and you can charge. They installed an outdoor charging outlet just for us with a separate breaker and everything. So that's one of those places where we know we can kind of always stop and charge. But even then, let's say we had 30 people charging at once, that's where things get sketchy. We don't know if the breaker will hold up.
Yeah, that is the problem. And then I'm going to ask you like this, for you guys, the eScooters. How do you see the eScooters growing, my friend? Because the community of eScooters is coming bigger and bigger. And then I come to the EUCs.
Well, I can tell you that we're selling more scooters now. I mean, I'm like being arrogant when I say we, because I have friendship and business connections with the biggest scooter dealers in the world: Mini Motors USA, Voro Motors, Rido, USA Mini Motors. All these guys tripled their business during the pandemic. So, and right now, like an example, the Dualtron X Limited, which is an $8,000 massive scooter, they cannot keep it in stock. So they're selling scooters at a crazy pace. And if you meet when I see people see me on the street, they look at my scooter and say, "What the fuck is that?" I said, "You don't know what this is? How do you not know what this is?" It's like, everybody knows what but 80% of the general population is still going to see their first scooter this year. So it's going to grow like crazy. These guys are the big rides. I don't know how they do it. they're gonna get swamped.
And then I come to you, Kai. Tell us a little more. A-bikes is like crazy, my friend. Sorans, DIY A-bikes. Then you have Super 73. You have so many machines coming new out. Always big today. The groups in LA of A-bikes.
Super 73 does some big group rides out here, by the way. Just to add that in there.
Yeah. What is the biggest? What is the biggest one there? The A-bikes.
Biggest.
Soran?
People like the Suron for sure. I mean,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
pricey, right? People love, like I said, I wasn't joking. I want a Suron. I got a million scooters, but I would love a Suron. If they got to give me one for free, though, I ain't buying one. But I love it. I think the Suron's been proven. You can take that shit off road. You can beat the crap.
But I'm
out
going
of
to
it.
put you.
That's popular.
But I'm going to put you in a different. The stock Soran or the update.
Everybody upgrades. Nobody
Everybody
rides stock
upgrades.
anything.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
rides
why I
stock
ask
anything.
you, because the original one don't make no sense. You have to update it.
Yeah,
Because-
I saw, at my ride, I saw for the first time ever a 6060. I mean, I know it's a 60 volt, 60 amp hour battery inserted into. It's like a $2,500 battery. To me, from scooters, that's unheard of. That's crazy. But this fucking vehicle was amazing. I mean, it was fast. It had unlimited range. Everybody
Oh, yeah.
upgrades. I'm gonna upgrade my Pro for sure. They all come with small, relatively, like 30, 32, 38 amp hour batteries. But really, we want 55 or 60 amps for sure.
So now I come to Sohan, and then I come to the. I'm going to ask you, my friend. It's like this: LAESK8, we are losing place or not? Skaters, the electric skateboards are losing more and more. We are not seeing so much people like before.
Well, we actually in Los Angeles. There's more electric skateboarders than ever before. Not
Okay.
less. There's more than ever before. But the reason it doesn't look like there's that much is because they're being overshadowed by the sheer quantity of bikes, scooters, and everything else coming in.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just
Yeah.
like shadowing them a bit. But absolutely, for sure, there are more electric skateboards than ever before that I've seen. There's so many more people getting into it, but also there's so many more people getting into the serious electric skateboard racing side of things, and those riders generally are very focused on their track practicing and they have specific racing boards and stuff. They're maybe not incentivized to come out.
Do you continue to race or you don't race anymore?
No, I don't really race. I never did too much racing. I think in the beginning, a couple years ago, I did I did one or two little races.
Yeah, I see it.
But I was never really into it for the competition. So
Okay. Do you think, guys, that the AUCs is coming bigger and bigger?
yeah,
100%.
I was hoping that James is going to say so.
EUC is cannibalizing the one-wheel market more than other markets. People that already are down with a device that you don't have to have any control mechanism for are more inclined to convert to EUC. So we used to have, like I said, 60 people, 50 people come sometimes to UCLA. Now we can get similar numbers, but we get maybe 30 or 40s of them, and sometimes on EUC connected, not on one wheels as much anymore. So yeah, I think that you see all of the groups are growing. Probably also the ESK8 has got smaller wheels, so on some rides they just
good point. E-skates have really small wheels. They don't want to ride most places.
So, and then coming to this point, you guys always street rides, no off-road.
No, not for me. I don't even take my scooters personally off-road, even though they're advertised as off-road vehicles. I really think there's very few vehicles that do well in the long run off-road. My buddy, we run a shop in Inglewood, and we see what happens to electric scooters, at least, that go off-road too much. People beat the shit out of them. They don't do very well. I personally, I don't get any dirt anywhere near me. I ride on a pavement.
That's why the EUC we are seeing now more and more in USA because of the jumps, because of the tricks, because of lots of things. They are coming more and more. But going off road is not one thing that we see a lot from you guys. And you have so nice weather, and you have so much things there to do in LA. Why not?
It's hard to off-road out here because so many of the off-roading paths, the dirt paths that are near the city, are designated for pedestrian use or horse use or whatever, and we're not welcome to join, and we'll get the cops called on us or whatever. So most of the trails that are easily accessible, we're not allowed to ride on. We have to go really far away, maybe to like Fullerton or something like that, above the hills, to find some dirt paths where we won't then be criticized or yelled at for yelling.
And then my question is like this: do you guys, how many times do you guys make rides for week? Organize ridings.
I do a ride like every other week. I used to do them every week, but every other week seems to be a bit better. I've been doing that. I think Kai does his on and off whenever he's
whenever I'm free. But when the weather is great, I'm going back to back.
Oh yeah, baby, we're gonna be out there once a week.
There's been times where I did 5 rides back to back, Sawyer.
Damn.
Wow.
Sorry, I have a
what?
question. I'm just going to make a question. Sorry, my friends. What is good weather for you guys?
Above 70. If it's 69 degrees, I'm freezing. 69
Guys,
degrees, freezing.
I'm here 3-4 negatives, and we are
Like that.
yeah, and you guys have sun,
that.
good weather, and I'm listening when the weather is coming good. I
know,
don't understand.
It's
I feel
freezing
bad for
today.
your battery.
I'm from
And
New
I'm
Jersey.
saying, okay,
I'm
my
from a cold
God.
weather climate. I'm from New Jersey. I know what cold is like, but I moved here to get away from that. I went to college in cold weather. I grew up in cold weather. I moved here to get away from that shit. And now, yeah, when it's 69 degrees, I'm freezing.
Man.
That's why I'm asking you guys. I say that these guys you have the better weather you can get. So, but forgetting about that. So, what is going to be for you guys? What is the plans for each of you guys? The future for the PVs. What you like to happen? What you think is going to be the future? Because we are not legal. We go 50 miles or more. But what you guys, each one of you, think is going to be the future of PVs in LA?
The future of like what PEV is? Do we think is going to be, or just in general? What do you?
In general, the LA skate the LA skate. What you guys love to happen, and what is the idea from each one of you, of your groups and everything? What is the idea that you like to happen?
I guess I never really thought about the future too much because I'm all that matters to me is the ride. So as far as I'm concerned, the future is to keep riding. So I don't have any special I don't have any special plans in mind. But I can imagine that there'll be some really cool events that we'll have, we'll plan and set up in the coming years. That'll be some game changers because things are growing drastically. And like Kai said, we've got something in the works that we can't really talk about. So
Leave him alone. Sorry.
So Kai,
my dog's
what you like in the future to see in eBikes or in LA to happen?
In the future?
Yes.
Well, everything is basically electric now. So you can imagine all these electric devices coming together, and I would just like to see more. For me, I like to push my group rides, not just in LA. I like to reach out to some of the other cities that we got close to us, like San Diego. I know that Sawyer's now in the Valley, because LA is so widespread. But just more group rides for me, safe group rides. And like I said, those are always going to be hard to come about because we're always going to have our knuckleheads on a couple of the rides. No matter what, you're always going to get a knucklehead. So yeah, that's kind of where it's at, man. Like I think it's just going to get out of control. It's just more and more people interested in these electric vessels. You know, I always get asked every time we're out. And the next 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months, you see the same kid that you talked about. He's now riding in your group ride with a bike because he's so excited with what he saw. So I think
we will see. And you, my friend, with the
Listen, I'm a little selfish. I mean, for me, the rides are very important and they're a big part of my picture. But I'm a content creator first. It's really just about making content. So
you make some great content too.
Thank you. I think it's okay. I think my group ride videos kind of suck. My delivery videos are good, but I'm working on, like, I watched Sir Ronster's group ride videos. And I'm thinking, like, how many cameras does this guy have set up? For me, it's about content, and I want to get better at just filming my rides. For me, it's just one ride a week. I did a ride a week for a year. I stopped for a little bit, but as we're talking about the weather, once the weather turns, for me, the future is going to be like a Saturday ride every Saturday, and I ride 300 miles a week no matter what. So, but I think that it's gonna grow on its own because as a business, it has so much. I think I read a study somewhere. They anticipate next 3 to 5 years it's going to triple again. So it is going to be out of control. It's going to be like you can save money. You don't need a car. I'm living in LA without a car. That's one of the things about me. I'm 5 years no car. I go downtown. I go to Sherman Oaks. I go everywhere. And I think people can do that. I think people can learn to do that and, you know, build the skill and the courage and get rid of your fucking car and save $5,000 a year, $10,000 a year, and get outside.
Oh, is that a security guard right there?
Yeah.
I put the video in the place.
Oh, no, that guy right there is actually that guy you're looking at. If you're talking about my video, that's actually
who was he?
That's Steve. That's you know who that is actually. You worked with him, I think, on his board.
No. Yeah. I'm talking about the security guard. Actually, is that security guard telling you guys to?
No, everybody was nice. No, that guy. No, okay, that guy got you. That guy came over and he was super pumped about the vehicles. You know the way it is. What's that? What's that? How fast does it go? And he was just like came right in like he was like he knew me or something.
And I put I click it and I click it in a point.
Sawyer's got a good eye. I don't know how he fucking saw it.
I'm going to ask you another thing, guys. For each of you guys, what is the age of you guys? See it in the rides. Age of people.
That's a tough question.
Oh, I love it. When it comes to the age, we got riders that start as young as I think the youngest I've seen. You know what? I really can't even say an age because the guy had his son or daughter on the back of his electric vehicle. But I've seen guys up to. I met a gentleman. I think he was 71, riding, and he says he's not going to stop till the wheels fall off. So
yeah, I think on average, I think if you're talking about electric, so one thing I learned is I only started reviewing bikes this year in the last 12 months, and I learned that the scooter world leaves a huge demographic behind. Scooter people, I'm the oldest scooter driver you'll ever see. I'm 52. Now, people do drive it and think it's, but really it's a younger demographic. But bikes, that age limit is, I've learned from reviewing different bikes that's like 50 to 70 to 80 because you can ride a bike forever almost. But the average age is probably 35 because we have like 50-year-olds and 16-year-olds, right? So 30, 35, I guess.
The legal minimum.
Oh, I was see something. Go ahead.
Another
thing I want to mention is that I've seen, which is great, and I've also saw this on the news, is you're starting to get what was that I saw? Handicap riders.
Oh wow.
So
I get asked a lot. When I'm on the road, I get asked a lot. And I'm very, my background is as I'm like a real yoga teacher. I've been working with people for 25 years. So when a handicapped person asks you about these things, you got to answer to them properly because a stand-up scooter, it's not, they might think it might be a good assistance device, but it's really not because you really still have to balance on it. But probably a bike is, I know pedal assist bikes are huge for people recovering from injuries, older people. So, I think bikes are where it's at for somebody who's got like a handicap or something.
It allows them to come out and do something like that and be in the electric world. It's going to be incredible. And that's a good, I think, I'm going to start, also implementing that that they are welcome to come out as well. Everyone is welcome to come out.
Of course, man.
Of course, my friend. You have to take all of them. Everybody.
Everyone.
We have. I don't know if you guys do that in USA. We have working now a lot to making weekends that you can come with your family, and each one brings skateboards, or if you have 2 or 3 PVs, you bring yourself. Then we have a place that everybody brings a family or to try it, to make the propaganda for the electric. That
I
way,
want to do that. That's a good idea.
because that way you have lots of persons who have, they look, you know what you happen in the streets when they see electric, they say, oh, it's electric, oh my god, oh, that is too
They
fast,
can't
oh,
believe it.
that is dangerous, oh. But then when they have the chance, to try it, and somebody explain them, we see here in Europe is working very well, that we see that we make this, putting everybody together, we invite persons to come, no age, and that way you reach more persons, not just because they're going to ride it, but because we want to be legal. That way in the next elections, these people is going to see, okay, the electric PVs, they're interesting, why not be legal? And that is the voice that we need, and is helping us a little. But sometimes you have the other side, the dark side, guys, is if the people fall or damage themselves, there is no insurance here. It's always a big problem.
That's what happened to me, bro. Oh, in Germany, there's no insurance if you crash on a PEV. Is that true?
No, my friend, there's nothing. You cannot ride it.
Oh, so there's no insurance because there's nobody riding.
No,
I see.
I try to explain like this. In Germany, is not against the law to ride it, but there is no law that you can ride it. And every device that you ride that has a motor, you have to have insurance. If you don't have insurance, you cannot ride on the roads. That means the insurance, because there is no law, they cannot implant it, they cannot give it the insurance. That means you cannot ride it.
Wow.
That's the problem.
That sounds pretty strict. But do people like get away with riding there at all? Does nobody rides anything?
Today we are losing lots of people riding. People are starting to are afraid, because the police was here in interviews, and they say because that is like this in the last 4 years. You see, for you guys, in the last 4 years, that has grown so much that before everybody was like seeing me riding electric. Everybody was like, "Oh, the police! Oh, electric! That is very interesting." But today the police see electric. Oh, come here. And then you have a problem. That's
rough,
why,
man. That sucks.
yeah. And then the fines can go to $4,000-5,000.
Wow.
And I'm sure they take your vehicle. They take your vehicle too.
It's like
gotta
this.
be the worst.
The problem is like this. If if you can prove it that the vehicle is from a company, that they can go and see the dates they give you. But if it's a DIY, you're never going to see it again.
God forbid you have one fire in Germany. You have one electric scooter fire.
They're done.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal here and back east. But they really get a lot of attention. In my mind, fires have tripled, but so has the number of vehicles out there. And it is DIY vehicles, in my mind, 90% that are causing fires, not stock, not good quality vehicles.
I'm going to say something about that. As a battery builder and as someone who works on all of these and does repairs and everything, I can confidently say that the majority of fires happen because of crap China-built batteries lacking protection inside. They developed rust because they're using the wrong materials when they shouldn't be. They didn't have enough protection on the outsides, maybe from punctures, whatever. Whatever it might be, I can say with absolute confidence, 99%.
Can I put it a little more? I think maybe you, like you, as a builder of batteries, you are doing lots of years. But there is lots of guys who go in internet and see it for the first time, and they try it in his home to do it, and they do it wrong.
Yeah,
that is very common too. But it's not what the majority of vehicles we see on group rides are purchased from companies, and I'll say this. I have taken apart some Dualtron scooters in the past, some of their old models. I've not touched their new models or even some recent ones. Don't know anything about the build quality of those, but I have had the opportunity to dig in many Dualtron batteries and other kind of like reputable name brands. I would never, ever, ever purchase one or trust one after having to work on them and see how horribly built they were. Lacking protection where it should be, wrong materials used, this, that, whatever. So many reputable companies just don't know what they're doing, and it's a terrible, terrible thing.
Sometimes
that's one thing that we're fighting here in LA. People are buying these kind of like crap China vehicles, maybe unnamed Alibaba, whatever it might be, and thinking they're going to be good, and now they have a house fire. So
yeah,
Yeah,
I 100% agree with that. And when I say, if I was to learn if I wanted to get into battery building, I would not learn it online. I would apprentice with somebody. Somebody wanted to learn how to do batteries. They should apprentice with Sawyer. You can't learn that shit online. It's too technical, too specific. One mistake and you're fucked. So I don't want to make it. Sawyer's not causing fires. Don't get me. Guys like him. It's guys who are learning. They've never done it before. They're even making a small modification to your battery. You can cause a fire. But Sawyer's right about, especially, I've been doing this 5 years. In the first couple of years, the vehicles, the quality has improved a lot in the last just couple of years. But yeah, any of these no-name brand vehicles from AliExpress, any older models, like,
Alibaba.
Yeah, Alibaba, AliExpress. Yeah, I mean, you see this vehicle behind me? I don't know if you can see it. I cloned the Speedway 4. I ordered 4 of these. I'm lucky nothing bad ever happened with them. They're very small batteries, so I think that plays a part in it too. Smaller batteries, less risk. But yeah, these are shitty scooters. Every one of these broke within 1,000 miles.
And we have to talk that we are talking about today, not look of the volts. There is people putting 100 volts, 130 volts, 184 volts.
To me,
That is not a joke.
It's a real problem because they've made the business all about speed. It's not, I'm not a speed guy. I don't know about these. These guys are maybe more into, I'm into durability. I just want my vehicle to fucking last. I have to. I ride it for a living. But I don't know why, like, these companies go from 48 to 52 to 60 to 72, and now they're coming out with 84 volt plus vehicles. Like, how fast do people need? How fast do you need to go off the line? I mean,
134 volts in a EUC, my friend.
That's crazy. But you might need that though in that type of a device. Though I don't know much about EUCs. I know they're different. That's crazy.
Yeah, but you have to say there is a limit. So we are talking about that. We are talking about this guy. He was here with me in an interview. He is very big in the media too. He represents very good. Huh?
You had an interview with Saranster?
Yes, my friend. I have two. My friend, you don't. I have 200, close to 300 interviews.
I didn't know you interviewed Saranster. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either. I know he wore his helmet though, right?
He's always in the interview. He was with the helm.
He's a genius. He's a fucking genius.
Guys,
he's a genius. Every YouTuber looks up to him. He's a fucking genius.
Yeah, you have to think he has more than 400 followers. The first time I interviewed him, it was with around, I think, 15.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
When Saranster first came out to a group ride, I think he had 1,000 subscribers or less. I can't remember.
Wow.
Now me and Saranster are roommates, so we're always.
I know. I see you always in the video.
I thought so. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you guys. I didn't know you were that much of friends. You live with the guy. Nice.
Yeah.
Damn. You must get to ride some cool fucking bikes.
I see you guys most of the video together.
I don't ride this stuff, but I do some filming.
Yeah, I see you most of the time. You and him
That's very
doing.
fucking cool. I mean, Saranster. I mean, who you got to aspire. I mean, I know the financials. I mean, to me, it is a little bit of a business.
But he deserves it, huh?
Great.
This guy, he deserves it, huh? He's a fantastic guy, huh?
Puts out a lot of content. That's the thing is he's putting out a lot of content. He puts puts a lot of work into it. He puts a lot of work into it.
And he's not making propaganda from himself because he's always with the helm.
That's to me. I thought that was weird at first, but over the
That
years,
is like
I should have done that. That's a genius idea. Never show your face. That's fucking genius. It's genius.
Because that way, but that's what I talk with him in private, and I say, you have a fantastic thing that you are giving, you are using a platform. Tomorrow you can go and comes another person, and you can continue it.
That's right.
It's like this, and he brings lots of contempt to the street.
I think mentioned that Domo builds his mini that he bought. Domo builds a lot of the rides for Saranster's bit too. So a lot of those custom vehicles, and the one he's riding right now in the clip that you're showing, Domo custom built that one. Is very cool bike. I remember riding.
Wow. I've rode that bike as fast as shit.
Yeah, it was
So
awesome.
when he was here in the interview, I don't know today, but when he was here in the interview, I asked him, "You make so much propaganda for the Soran, they don't give you the parts," and he said, "He don't give me nothing."
No,
I don't
he
know if
gets it-
today.
He gets it now, though. I'm sure. He
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
it
Now I believe
Nope.
it.
Nope.
No?
Sauron still does not care. Sauron,
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
brand does not
Everybody
care.
else gives. I'm sure he doesn't pay for anything anymore. Everybody else sends him shit. He's a great. You advertise your product like crazy on his channel. Wow, Suron hasn't given him a free Suron yet. That's fucking bullshit.
That's probably another reason why he's building so many other devices aside from Sauron's.
Oh, that
Oops.
crash right there. I was watching that. That video
I remember
went viral.
that.
This video has, of course you remember. This
Look
video
his
has
arm now. Oops.
3 or 4 million views on this. That's a crazy fucking video right here. This is the
My
damn
friend,
robot.
when you have a crash, you're going to have more views.
Oh, I know. I got a couple good crash videos. This
If
was
you
a
put-
crazy one.
If you make,
That crash picture I put on my Instagram like last week, it's
yeah,
I think it's at 175,000 views right now.
you're going to have it, my friend.
Wow, on your Instagram, wow.
It's like the stupid thing. Yeah, and guys, don't happen to you that sometimes you post a video in Facebook, you have 10,000 views, and the same video you put in Instagram and you have 200. Then next day you put a video in Instagram, you have 9,000, and the other you have 100. You cannot understand it. It's so crazy, and you are posting the same video.
You can't figure out the algorithm. You can just do your best. Like what I
Right.
do is I try to look at it as a very general perspective, and what you're saying is right. Crashes get more views, but it's impossible to figure out these fucking algorithms. You can just do your best, guess.
That's it.
True.
So, guys, now we are. I would like. We are now close to 1 hour. I don't want to make this interview very big. I would like to say first of all to the three of you, thank you so much for coming here. It's important for us to understand what is. No, it's important for us to have the LAESK8s and the communities of eScooters, Electric Scooter Academy. For you, Kai, to have the BroBro. I think it's important to see that you guys are together. I want to say to James, thank you for coming. I think was another person who was going to come, but he cannot came.
That's right, Santiago.
Santiago, we are going to put it here. Let me
Yeah.
change very fast. So here.
He started his light ride that he's been doing all around LA. I haven't had the chance to check it out yet, but it's been growing pretty big. Everyone who I've spoken to that says they go to it, they said it's a nice, cool cruise, and he's been doing them all over. That's the Glendale PEV group, and he's got the light riders group. But yeah, just a different theme. Basically, another awesome leader in the communities. Just another person that does community stuff, without the sort of intention for solely personal gain or something, but just because we want to ride, so let's do it. We want this type of ride, so we're gonna make it. And he makes some really cool light rides, all sorts of RGBs and stuff.
So I just want to say to Santiago, thank you. Then we have James from the LA Agents EUC, Los Angeles EUC. Tell us a little more. He's not anymore with us now.
Yeah, James had to head to work, but James is an awesome guy. He's been around in the community for years. He's started riding one wheels when I first met him years ago, and he was doing big group rides then, and then he switched to EUC, and he just has been growing and growing, doing some really awesome and unique rides. And yeah, they've got a really cool group of EUC guys. 2 years ago, that didn't exist. 2 years ago, it was just one wheelers with bucket helmets. Now, these guys are serious. In fact, I think they do the Century ride once a month or something like that, where they do a 100-mile ride once a month, or it's something a little bit longer than I can't remember. They're also notorious for doing their 300-mile in one day ride, 300 miles in 24 hours.
Ooh,
crazy.
That was a crash.
That is crazy.
That
I'm not
is-
even doing 300 in the car.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Forgot to point out, Smalls just commented there.
Yeah.
Los Angeles PEV communities, Los Angeles One Wheel and Flux Movement, of course, are all in there. And there's so many more that I'm probably forgetting to bring up because there's always something new coming up. But yeah, Los Angeles, the One Wheel group is still huge, and growing massively. Can't discredit them in any way by trying to put EUCs over them because they're still, honestly, I'd say the one wheelers by themselves are probably bigger than everyone else. So there's just so many one wheels. There's so many one wheels. It's crazy.
Yeah, and one wheel is one thing that I have lots of respect. And believe it or not, guys, here in Europe, one wheel is so big because they are very unite. And they make big events of 3 days, 4 days. And that's what make them biggest. That's what I would love to see, like you guys. I think you have the opportunity and space to do a big event, like a festival of PVs, to bring all these people together and showing that we are alive. And I think you guys, like you, Bay Area, like the guys from the New York, like the guys from Washington, D.C., I think everybody, if they do their job, I have the privilege to have them all of them here. And believe it or not, I think that is the future for us to show to the world that electric is the future, that we have a place together with them. He agrees. You see?
Yeah.
I agree.
I got two.
Having a fucking ride.
I got 2 pictures.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Right.
So my dog is here. He's an English bulldog. He's tired of this conversation.
Nice.
So then I come to you, Kai. Tell us a little about the bro, for us to understand. You have a shop. Then we're going to go to the ESCOTCOM.
Yeah, you can go to our shop. It's at BroBro.shop. Those are just some of our hats and shirts, just something that we're just actually starting off with as far as apparel and the brand. You're gonna slowly start to see that change.
That's very cool.
Those t-shirts are the most comfortable I've ever worn. Those t-shirts are
thank you. Sorry. So those are just a couple of the shirts and hats. And like I said, you're going to slowly start to see things change with the shirts as we venture into new things, like snowboarding, motocross, blah, blah, blah. And that's about it, man. So we're just...
First of all, my friend...
That's our statement right there. If you go back up a little bit to the very top, that's what we're about, where it says about us. You guys can read that. And it's strictly to the point.
Yeah.
About what we're about.
And how the people is easy to contact you guys? What is the best way to contact you guys?
Instagram for me at BroBro. You can Facebook, the same thing, BroBro_sport. And you can, and we also have a YouTube you can go to, which is BroBro Sport as well, BroBro_sport.
I'm going to change it here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have to BroBro Sport. On
YouTube.
Yeah, just
you'll see a lot of the rides there, a lot of the night rides that I've posted, and get an idea of what it's like.
Sport or
Dylan Thompson video right there. Biggest group ride yet. I forgot about that group ride.
Hey, you know what, Sawyer? On Dylan Thompson, on the little white bike that I have, that thing has the most hits ever. It's crazy.
No way. That's
if you look at that, it's crazy.
I gotta check that out.
That's another good YouTuber right there. That guy puts in fucking work. I mean, Dylan is fucking great. Everybody knows Dylan, right?
Yeah, he's an awesome dude too.
So then I'm going to ask you, my friend. And then I come back to but tell us a little more about you, the Electro-Scoot Academy.
Oh, my story is pretty easy. I mean, I gave up my car 5 years ago. Never looked back. I never really drove my car very much anyhow. And I actually went a couple of years just walking everywhere. But I've been riding since 2019, and I'm just a content creator. I've made 500 delivery videos on my scooters. I'm sure I hold some sort of a record for that. That's Henry on his 6060 Suron. Henry's a cool guy. But for me, it's just about making content and not having another goddamn accident. I don't want to break my other collarbone. That's right. For me, the group ride, since we're talking about group rides, the group rides are important because especially men, a lot of guys don't have any free time. They got their wives, their families, their girlfriends, whatever. So these couple hours that we spend out there, they're more important than people think. It's not to me, it's just as important as like a yoga class that I'm teaching, where people are coming for relief or to feel better. And it's super important. And for men, we don't want to talk about that stuff because we're tough, but we're really not that tough. And we need to get together and relax and do stuff that's not super serious. Like can't always be about our kids or our business or our wives. So the rides are really important for me. I have a lot of free time. I have a lucky life. I'm single, baby. At 52 and single, I got to make it, but I really need a girlfriend. So put the word out. I need a girlfriend. But
we're gonna find you in the summer on the ride.
Yeah, we'll see. My YouTube channel is 97% men, so we'll see.
Oh my God!
But the rides are important because people need relief, and I don't really believe like we're living in any of a time that's worse than other times. A lot of people might say that, but the rides are just very important because guys just need a place to fucking relax and blow off steam and think about something else than their responsibilities, their job, their wife, whatever. But before I forget, in case I'm out of here, Sawyer, thank you for inviting me to this little chat. I mean, I'm really flattered. Kai, it's nice to meet you. I'll have somebody drive me to one of your rides one of these days. I'll do it. I got people who pick me up.
What city are you in?
I live in Hollywood.
Bro, I'll come get you.
All right.
Matter of fact, Sawyer, we'll just do a Hollywood ride. And he can just blend in.
Well, you can. I'm gonna start doing probably like every Saturday or every other Saturday as the weather gets better. So I'm doing it on Saturdays now. But pleasure to meet you. I'm
gonna make sure that I come out to one so I can meet you personally.
We'll stay connected for sure.
Okay,
Nelson, it was good to meet you, Nelson. I'm really
friend,
impressed by your content.
The important thing for us here is not, I don't ask for you to subscribe. I just ask to come and support you guys. I think you do, each one of you do an amazing job. And it's beautiful to see a guy making deliveries and showing. I would love to see more like I was in Czech Republic, and the guys who deliver pizza, they are always, all of them in AUCs. And I was very impressed.
I've seen that. That is amazing. Those guys who do that. I mean, the whole EUCs are fucking amazing. You guys are talking about it a lot, but that's the number one question I get is like, why don't you ride an EUC? Like, 'cause I think they're pretty hard to learn to be very good. It takes time, but they are EUC delivery guys. That shit is sick.
So Sawyer, then we come into you, my friend. AUCs, skates, bikes, scooters. What do you love more?
Oh, they're all amazing. I like the e-skate the most because it's just more convenient for my everyday use. I sold my car 6 years ago, and I get everywhere on my board. So to have the have the advantage of being able to just grab my front truck and walk it into a grocery store, throw it in a grocery cart. If I'm going into a doctor's office, bring it in with me. I don't have to kind of worry about where am I going to lock my bike up and all this. So I really love my e-skate for that reason. But I like all vehicles in general. I worked for Rion, the scooter company, RION. Dylan Cornell was the main engineer that I worked under there. He's probably the smartest builder I know in LA. It's an absolutely amazing guy. Dylan Cornell.
He saved my ass. Last year, he saved my ass. He fixed my fucking. I can do a lot with the scooter, but I don't know how to like bleed the brakes. And he just came to my place. He did a really good job on mine. I could tell that guy knows a lot.
Wow, he came to you. That's awesome. That's really nice.
I pay, baby. I green.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Dylan's great. That's where I rode my first scooters. Actually, when I worked for the first day I was working for Rion. I had never ridden any true scooter. I rode a Dualtron for 5 feet, maybe. I didn't really care for it. I was like, this stem is wiggly. I don't like it.
A lot of people say that, yeah.
Yeah, that's an old one. But I know how everyone has those clamps now. But that was my first time riding a Rion. The very first day I ever rode it, I get to work, and they're like, we have to go on a ride so you can see what this feels like. I hit 77 miles per hour.
Wow. That's fucking sick.
Absolutely ridiculous. So I love the scooters. I love riding bikes. While working at Rion, I got the opportunity to do a lot of testing on like different e-bikes there, and while we were testing different speed controllers, batteries, whatever. Big bikes, little bikes. I've built a bunch of little minis. Sometimes I have spare parts left over, I'll just throw it on a little mini Walmart frame, make it a grocery store runner, whatever. One of those folding handlebar type deals. Anything that rides, I love to ride it. It's just that my board is so convenient, and e-skate's my specialty. That's what I kind of that's what I specialize in my work. And my e-skate has nearly 30,000 miles on it. My Metro board.
But you have an extra battery on the top.
Yes, and that box battery is at about 20,000 miles right now.
Do you think the X-Way made the copy from your board? The X-Way has the new one with the box on the top.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That's a great idea on their end, because there's a lot of other companies getting into the whole box battery spectrum. So they saw it. They were incentivized to do it themselves. I think that's great. X-Way is a good company, but in terms of like comparing it to my Metro board, I'd never be able to get 30,000 miles out of it. The cheaper materials and smaller axles and weaker carbon fiber.
I don't want to stay with the Metro board, but lots of people don't know that Metro board is one of the first boards that came in the market. Is one of the old ones there. Why we don't see so much the Metro board on the top? Because they has nice trucks, there's everything is good. Why don't we see so much propaganda like the other boards?
So Metro board was just purchased by the company Hoyt Street.
Okay.
Most people are familiar with Hoyt Street from the Puck remote. If I had it right now, I'll show you. So Jeff Johnson over at Hoyt bought Metro board. Before that, Elon Savar owned Metro board. He's an engineer. Amazing builder. He's really good at designing and making things. He's a really good engineer. He was never super focused on the the advertisements and everything. He was very focused on the quality of the board, which is it's amazingly high quality board. But because he was so focused on those
details
instead of all the other important things, it never got. You'd mention the name Metro board to somebody, and they'd be like, "Oh, I've never heard that name before." But you'd mention the name maybe Riptide, and they'd be like, "Oh, I know that company." So they never really put themselves out there until Jeff Johnson at Hoyt bought Metro board. Now they're turning it into something way bigger and really cool. They're still sticking to the same quality, of course, because Hoyt puts out amazing quality as well. But now they're taking it to the next level. They're really promoting it, and they're making different versions of it that appeal to different riders more. So it was, even though it's always been a great board, to an extent, it's just it never had the ability to kind of be on top until now, now that it's owned by Jeff at Hoyt. So.
We hope that they have success, because we need more boards. So I'm going to make the question for the three of you guys is like this. I'm going to make it separated because we don't have here the EUC, but I'm going to give it for the EUCs. For you, the scooters. What is the three top scooters that today you recommend for the guys who are out there who should buy?
Pretty easy for me. I mean, I put a lot of thought into this, and I categorize scooters as like commercially available and almost like custom scooters. So the scooters that Sawyer's talking about, like Ryan, other scooters similar to that are WePed. They're almost like they're so good. They're like customized scooters. But when you're talking about commercially available scooters, the top three scooters are Dualtron. This is what people are buying, at least. Dualtron, Cabo, and probably Nami. Nami is a very nice scooter. It's still a small new company in my mind, but for me, it's always Dualtron is going to be the number one brand of commercially available, and then Cabo because of the price point. People love that $3,500. You can get a freaking really fast scooter, but for me, I try to tell people spend 20% more and get a 72 volt Dualtron. The way they make these things, they've gotten better every generation. So Dualtron, Cabo. I think the new Segways are probably very good too. The new dual motor Segways look sick, but I haven't tried them yet, so I don't know. And they only go 40, so I don't know if the market's going to want that. I think they're probably build quality though. I think the dual motor Segways are probably incredible. They're probably very good, but I don't know how many they're going to sell. They're not fast enough for the market.
Okay, Kai.
Yes, sir.
eBikes. What do you think? The 3 best ones to buy it.
Ooh.
Of course, Sauron.
But not the original one. Updated.
Updated.
Yeah, with the... No. I'm telling. If you buy the Sauron, put extra battery, change it a little more, or stock is not so good.
Stock is not good at all because I have my Sauron. My wife actually had her Sauron first. I started with the Mini, then I started bringing my wife to the rides, and she got addicted to the ride. So she has a Sauron. I have one. We both have upgraded Saurons with a BAC 4000 on them. We're going to upgrade one more time to a 72 volt. I think that's plenty of power, and that's it.
Damn,
But,
that's fucking sweet.
That's my favorite. I'm not going to say that's my favorite bike. I still love my Minis because I started with those, and they're just classics. So
How did you get a wife that rides? How did you get a woman that rides?
You know what? Let
You
me tell you how I did
must be
it.
living right.
It's real simple. She was asking me on the weekends, "What the hell are you doing? Why are you going on all these rides?" I said, "I'm having a good time with my friends. Well, I'd like to try one." I said, "Shit." Okay, so I took her on the ride, and we bought her an electric, which is a very simple bike. And she got teased the first time that she went out. Some guy said she was pedaling too much, and So she got pissed off, and she went and bought a Sauron.
Wow, the female.
What is the other 2 choices, my friend?
Oh yeah, he didn't answer that yet.
The 2 choices are Sauron,
The other-
Minis,
And the third one.
and the third one would probably be
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, the third and fourth. Okay, I'm going to put
I'm
this.
going to say, you know what? I do like the Onyx.
I was
I'm
surprised you
sorry.
didn't say that's number 2.
Maybe Onyx or the Super 73. I like those bikes because they're classic and they just look very classic. That's all I can say. But when it comes to the speed, the Minis and the Sauron.
Okay, and you, my friend, as a skater, what is the 3 choices for skaters?
He doesn't like
Electro
any of them.
skate.
Only get a skateboard from Sawyer. He don't like any.
That's
of the
right.
bikes. We know. The
board.
builders know, man. The builders.
Yeah, you can put it DIY. It's not a problem. I think DIY boards is the best ones.
Shit, I'm down. Let's build that board.
I will say that I cannot trust any board that I haven't specifically checked over and checked or built myself, whatever. But there are some really good companies out there that I can put out there. Obviously, Metro Board and Hoyt Street are really good e-skate companies. Cali NYC is a really good e-skate company, and so is LaCroix. But I have my gripes. I don't know the word to use there. They have some of the choice of components, connectors, hardware, whatever it might be, I disagree thoroughly with. And the problem, not just only disagree, but in my direct experience, I know that some of the things that they're both using will fail within a rather short amount of time. As someone who does 10 to 12,000 miles a year on my electric skateboard, I can't have any iffy components. Everything has to be perfect. My wiring, connectors, everything on my board, besides the battery and the motors and the remote and stuff, it's all stock. 30,000 miles on everything except for the speed controller that's got 20,000 miles. But I got 30,000 miles on all my wiring, connectors, everything. I'm pushing 100 amps per motor. Everything's running really high performance. But it's built so that I know it will last. While a company like LaCroix or Cali, they use some components that I know just won't last. And though they are some great boards, it becomes really hard to recommend a board when I know that there's something that will fail down the line, especially if I know this person's going to put a lot of miles on it. So I may recommend, like, hey, this is a good board, but this be changed. Or
I have two lacrosse here. I know that how that works. I have my prototypo is just the deck and it's just the deck and the enclosure. The rest is everything DIY.
Wow,
Somebody doing a bong hit? Somebody doing a bong hit?
Huh?
What do I hear? Somebody doing a bong hit right now? What do I hear?
Oh, no, that's my water in the sink.
I thought I was missing the party.
So for me, I'm just going to tell for the EUCs, just to try to give my opinion as AUCers, I'm going to tell like this. I love I know that lots of people don't like the King Song, but I love the S22 because of the suspension. If you go off-road, then I'm going to put it on the top for me, the Sherman, the original one. I think that is, for me, without suspension, the best machine that you can have it, and you can buy it, and you're not going to have too much problems. I know that the original, I learn a lot with the interviews here. I know that the original makes some problems, but most of the things is better than the other one. And then as the first one I'm going to put it, I don't know it's going to work. It's going to be a Sherman. It's going to be the new one, the Sherman X with suspension. I hope that is going to be a success. But there is the Big Goat, the Pro, with the not with the torque, with the speed. I think is very good too. But there is lots of AUCs now in the moment. But for me, the best one is the Sherman. The original one is the best one. You can get it, my opinion. But like always, everybody can have a different idea. The important thing is like this: LAESK8 is a big group, is one of the best. You guys in LA represent all of us here in the world. You guys are one of the ones who put this sport on the top, because lots of people see reviews from all of you guys, see the videos from all of you guys, because you have good weather, you have good group rides, you have different types of machines, you have different types of people riding. You can use the streets and have the opportunity to ride. You make all of us very happy, because we don't have most of the times good weather, or we cannot ride it. That way we have to go and see you guys riding, and we say, oh, I would love to have the life of this guys riding.
Sunny California.
I see the LA groups growing. I see the LA LAESK8 growing. Today is very big, and has in effect a big responsibility for the PVs, because they has too much people riding in the groups, and I know that is hard to control 100 guys riding. And sometimes it's not easy. If you see some things that the people ride in the groups, you have to understand there is rules, there is police, there is everything, and sometimes for the leaders it's not easy to write something in a group. Stay positive, guys, all of you guys who are in the groups, and try to understand and try to help your community. That way you can grow very fast. That is my thing. And awesome. I want to thank the three of you guys here to coming. I just want to share something here for all of you. For this month, we're going to have my AUC journey is going to come here. He's going to tell a little more about his journey in AUC. And then we're going to have next week is a one-wheel rider. Scott is going to come here and do lots of tricks. He's very crazy. We're going to have Mad Max is going to come here. He's going to come lots of people this month. But this month is going to be a month of lots of lady riders. And that is my last question for you guys. How is doing the ladies in your group rides? Is coming more? Do you see more ladies on the group rides?
I do see more and more these days, yeah. There's it's obviously a big sausage fest, but more women these days. There are more and more.
That's why there's so much room for the market to grow, because there's very few businesses that are going to be like look at poker. I played poker for a living. I don't know if you guys know. I played poker for a living for 20 years, and for the first 15 years, there was never a woman in the poker room. But now, if you walk into a card room or watch it on TV, 10 or 20% of maybe 10% are women. It was up from 1%. Oh, shut up! Up from 1%. I think the women market is going to be crucial.
You are talking about women's. Oh my God!
Listen, man, sign me up. Anything to do with girls, women signing up, sign me up. I'm down. I'm ready. I want to give lessons.
My friend, how can you play poker with so beautiful ladies playing, and then it's difficult for you.
You want to know the truth is I mean, look, this is getting into dangerous territory. I know we all probably got to go, but the truth is the men will, like the creator of CrossFit said this, men will kill for points. Women are not exactly the same way, but men, to win, to be competitive, will kill for just points, for nothing. Yeah. Women aren't like that, but I think that's not totally relevant. But we're going to see more women in the world for sure in PEVs because they're there, and it's not anything about being a guy that makes us want to ride this. We just like the way it feels. Everybody likes the way it feels.
So I just want to inform to you guys that this month we're going to have most of the month is just ladies who are going to come here.
Hell yeah.
Just lady riders. And I'm very pleased to have. I'm not going to make the interviews. It's going to be another lady making the interviews.
Wow.
But it's nice to see ladies interviewing ladies and seeing this sport growing that way. And I'm very happy to see so many ladies riding, and very good. They are very good riding. That's what we need. So, my friends, like always, from my side, thank you for coming. I leave you with the last words, each one of you, for your communities who's going to see the video later. Each one of you make the last words. We start with Kai. Come on, Kai.
The last words?
Yes.
For the community, want everybody to remember that it's about brotherhood, unity, in community. It's very, very simple. You guys come out, ride safe. There's going to be a lot of big things happening right now in the spring and the summer for BroBro. But yeah, we just love to see you guys out there. If you see me, please come talk to me. I'm very friendly. I like to talk to everybody. I like to know everybody's background and just have a good time, man. And that's it. And I appreciate you having us all today.
My friend, it's a pleasure to have you. Mm-hmm. No, Hugo. Steve, come. Please.
Well, so we've said a lot already. I mean, subscribe. I'm almost subscribed to my channel, please. I'm almost at 15,000 subs. I take it very seriously. I love doing it. I love making content. I'm very happy. Like recovering.
Well, you have another one.
I appreciate it. Recovering from my accident, getting over this accident. I have a whole brand new world in front of me because I almost fucking died in this accident. So
wow. I'm so glad you're all good now.
Yeah, believe me, I'm happy too. But people got to ride safe. They got to wear their gear, and I think this whole thing is just going to grow like freaking crazy. Hopefully, California won't change their mind about letting us do this though, because at any moment you get the wrong person in office or something like that that is against this. But hopefully, we'll continue doing this, and I'm going to be a part of it because I basically make my living. Food delivery sucks. If I didn't have my YouTube channel, if I didn't have my affiliates on my YouTube channel, I'd be dead meat. But it was really nice to talk to you guys, especially to see Kai and Sawyer, and to meet you, Nelson. It was great.
My friends, it's a pleasure to have you here. It's always good to have new riders. My friend, you are the last one. Your community.
Thank you for inviting us on the stream. I know you've reached out a couple times to get some of the leaders in LA group on, and this is finally the first time that we've jumped on the opportunity, and we had the opportunity to show off a bunch of really cool parts and sections of the community in LA and the different leaders and whatnot. And I'm just really grateful for you for grateful that you allow us the opportunity to come on here and talk about our stuff. And yeah, this is a fun PEV world that we're in right now, and it's growing crazy. So really cool future that waits for us.
Like always, guys, don't forget the channel is not me, it's you guys. When you come here, you make the channel work. The work is about riders to riders and speaking and helping the community. I know that you, Sawyer, you do lots of things to help the riders, and you make lots of things. You, and as a EUC, is the first time I see you as a eScooter. I know that you sell, and I see your shop in the back and everything. I hope that you do lots of work. I hope that your channel grows very fast. The last time was here, the Soron, what's the name? Soron, your friend that you are leaving.
Soransker.
Soransker. It was with 15,000. Today is with 400,000. Maybe next time I see you, my friend, you are with. What happened to your finger?
I just smashed it on my fucking leg.
Oh shit!
I was just moving one of my bikes, and the the brake like snapped back. But I'm okay. I'm good. I'm
I
still
thought I
riding.
heard something. I heard that.
No.
So guys, enjoy it. So do you want to say? Sorry, do you want to say something?
No.
No.
Okay, I just want to say thank you so much, guys. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a nice ride. Ride fast, but always be safe.